Here we go. Let's do one first fish, Nardella, one more time. In action.
When you first started working with Aquaskills, and I told you that our client base were specifically aquaphobics that had fear of water, and I wouldn't be able to gauge their fear. It could be extreme fear, mild fear. And you had your first fear client, and I let you run with it because I knew that you were so good at reaching people and communicating with them and having their comfort. So explain to me what you did with your first client.
Well, my first client was interesting with the extreme fear because of the fact that it was very difficult to get her into the water. It was challenging to say the least, and it was fun. But when we finally got a level of security and trust with each other, she was in the water, and it just took off from there.
So she had many trials and tribulations with her attempts to swim, and she was in her midlife, and she would come to those classes saying, I've done this so many times, I don't think it's ever going to happen. How did you encourage her to feel that you can make it happen, we can do this? How did you step her into it?
Well, in order to get her involved with what we were doing together, it was important for, me to get her trust. And when I got her trust, by talking to her previous to even us going into the water, when she finally got into the water, getting her moving forward was easier every time she got into the pool.
Do you remember how every time she started to advance, she started to say, I can't do this, I can't do this. And we would have to say, you're doing it, look at you, you're floating. Do you remember how you had to keep on reinforcing her self-empowerment?
Well, throughout every lesson, it's important for me to reinforce the fact that when they start to turn negative, that I have to take them backwards and show them where they've come from. From the simple things like just moving the water, floating, getting them to recover from what they were doing, stopping, starting. And I believe that the fear that they experienced was just something that they didn't really understand to the point of that they were actually doing it, because the way my technique is that we work together and I show them the progress as they're doing it, and it warms my heart when I see it and they see me smile, and that gives them extra encouragement because they really know that they're doing it, and it's a lot of fun.
Do you feel that your calling is to transform people's lives, to bring them to a more positive state? So fear is not a positive state to be in. It blocks one from having a whole life. It prevents people from experiencing things and risking life, the unknown. Do you feel that it was a really rewarding experience working with people and transforming them from one place and seriously transporting them to another level? What was that like? How did you feel about that?
Well,
When you transform.
when they start to transform and they realize that they're swimming something that they thought that they could never do and they were locked in their fears, the biggest gift of transforming them is watching them literally have fun and start to do laps and start to, do flips and, splash and play. And it's no longer something to be afraid of, it's something to have fun in. And it's the rewards are for both the clients and for myself are immense, because it's a bond and it's something that, we start together and then we break away slowly by slowly by slowly.
When someone